Have you ever been frustrated working with realtors? Have they ever driven you crazy? Is the drama worth more than the outcome? Let me tell you something. I'm well aware of what it is that you're going through. Until I finally discovered the 7 things that you really need to know to get away from being on the short end of the opportunity working with realtors. Let's spend some time discussing the reality of working with realtors. Here are the 7 things you're going to need to know to really enjoy the realtor-lender relationship. Yep, realtors are a tremendous piece of our business and always have been. Back when I first started, realtors controlled about 90% of all purchase leads. It was inevitable that if you wanted to be successful in the mortgage business, you really had to know and build relationships with realtors. But times have changed. Point number 1, only about 30% of all purchase lead referrals are controlled by realtors. Are you aware that less than 30% of all purchase lead transactions are controlled by realtors? Think about that for a second. Are you spending more than 30% of your time chasing that particular part of the business? Are you committed to more than 30% of your time to dealing with 1/3 or less of all the potential referrals? So what do you need to know about this? Well, let's be honest. Even the best realtors only control about 30% of their purchase leads. Most loan officers spend days and hours chasing realtors, either cold calling trying to meet for coffee, trying to chase them down and begging for deals, or figuring out how to spend money on them through either buying their leads, supporting open houses, or a number of other ideas. The reality of it is you can't chase realtors. Realtors need to come to you. Point number 2. Never cold call a realtor. The ones that are really controlling a lot of business, they're not going to answer the phone and they're not going to meet you for coffee. To be real, the only ones that are going to meet for coffee are probably the realtors who don't have enough money to buy their own coffee. Never, ever get into a spot where you're buying leads for them. Why would you feed the beast that is trying to put you out of business? A realtor dependent on store-bought leads doesn't have much of an idea on how to generate their own opportunities. So imagine if you only work with realtors, sharing strategies and opportunities on how to generate your own business together. Point number 3, only about 10% of the realtors in your market control about 90% of the business. When we think about this, that 10% of those realtors control 90% of that business, you're going to end up getting in front of those best realtors just by your day-to-day transactions. Having a process to stay engaged with them is something you're going to want to do because that's the way you're going to build relationships with the best of the best. Point number 4. Realtors' listings are 6 times more valuable than their buyers. Listings are better than buyers. Did you realize that you're 6 times more likely to secure a mortgage opportunity from one of your realtors' listings than you are one of their buyers? Did you know that a lot of realtors are out there defending themselves against spending time with mortgage people simply by saying, I'm a listing agent? If you've ever heard that before, then you really need to pay attention to what's going on because you can be more helpful, more supportive, and generate more opportunities for your realtor to generate new listings just by following some of the simple strategies. Point number 5, never buy leads. Never, ever buy a lead. I don't care where it comes from. It's a useless expenditure. And again, you're feeding the beast that's looking to put you out of business. Remember that. If you don't control your own process, then you don't control your ability to create your own opportunities. Point number 6, working with success strategies. If you're not working success strategies with your realtors, then you don't have a business. You know, it's really important that you work with your realtors on real opportunities to generate both listings and buyers. How about working with people who currently live in neighborhoods and sharing with them the opportunities to move up? What about working with renters and the ability to move them in? What about working in different types of neighborhoods, generating opportunities from existing open houses, even if those open houses don't belong to that particular realtor? All of these strategies and more are contained inside the website. Once you learn how to master these tools, the reality of it is there's a lot to do with the realtor side of the business that helps you generate real opportunities working with like-minded people. And the key to all this is step number 7. When you work those strategies, when you do the first things that I've talked about, those 6 things also lead to the magical 7th thing. When you do all those things and do them well, when you're generating more opportunities for your realtors than they can generate for themselves, the realtors, the good ones, will actually come to you. I have loan officers in this country who literally get phone calls on a regular basis of realtors wanting to make appointments, wanting to learn how to do more, wanting to send them business. The best of the best will work with those who differentiate themselves from the rest. So we talked about working with realtors and the 30% of the business that they control. If you want to find out how to generate the 70% of the business that they don't, all you need to do is follow the Referral Triangle. The Referral Triangle is an item that I created to help mortgage professionals work all aspects of generating opportunities. So if you want to learn how to generate real relationships, if you'd like to work with the best people in your market, if you'd like to get away from buying leads, cold calling, trying to make coffee appointments, and literally driving yourself crazy chasing business that either doesn't exist or isn't worth doing, you need to get started today. Remember, this doesn't have to be terrible. You can really enjoy working with realtors if you find the realtors in your market that are like-minded and understand the philosophy of generating opportunities. You have the opportunity to do something today that will improve your tomorrow. Take care.